Hello and welcome. Let's start with the latest updates on the protests in Kenya. Clashes broke out between police and protesters on Monday in the capital, Nairobi. Hundreds of protesters had gathered to mark the 35th anniversary of the pro-democracy rallies, and the demonstrations soon descended into chaos. Some footage has emerged from Monday's protests, and it's nothing short of shocking. Police officers were seen opening fire at advancing protesters. In a video, officers were seen thrashing a protester with sticks, guns and boots. Police also fired tear gas and water cannons to disperse protesters. Monday's protests have killed at least 11 people and have injured dozens. Kenyan police said that more than 500 people were arrested during Monday's protests. July the 7th is a special day for Kenya. Every year, activists rally on this day to mark the day in 1990 when opponents of the then President Daniel Arap Moi launched a bid to turn Kenya into a multi-party democracy. The protest is called Saba Saba, or 7-7, in Kiswahili because of the date. Now, in the run-up to the protests and much-anticipated chaos, police had blocked major roads leading into Nairobi and restricted traffic within the city, leaving streets deserted except for the demonstrators who arrived on foot. Most schools and at least one shopping mall were shut in anticipation of unrest. And then, as feared, chaos broke out. Following the bloody protests, Kenya's human rights watchdog has made some serious claims. It said that criminal gangs wielding whips and machetes appeared to be operating alongside the police in Nairobi and the Rift Valley town of Eldoret. Frustration among the people of Kenya is growing day by day, from police brutality and corruption to political instability and a crackdown on dissent. The Kenyan youth are angry at many things. And the recent death of the blogger Albert Ojwang in police custody last month has further fueled this anger. Last month, on the 25th of July, nationwide demonstrations were held to protest against Ojwang's death and to mark the first anniversary of the anti-tax rallies. And those protests, too, ended in bloodshed, killing at least 19 people. Now, Kenya's former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has reacted to the latest protests. Kenyan President Ruto's rival turned ally has called for urgent police reforms and a national dialogue following the bloody protests.
I propose that the country urgently returns to the agenda of comprehensive police reforms, focusing on enhancing accountability, transparency, and improving the police to people relationship. Your red police force that shoots people is impunity. And this is a force that we inherited from the colonialists. We must end impunity and corruption within our three arms of government. Our leaders must become modest, ethical, humble, and accountable.
The crisis in Kenya is worsening by the day. Each crackdown on dissent is further fueling anger against the Ruto government. Now, it remains to be seen if the Ruto government can find a way out of this chaos or collapse under the weight of mounting public anger. Now, for more on this on the show, we have with us Nerima Wako, who is the Executive Director of Siasa, political analyst, and joining us from Nairobi. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, what legal or constitutional grounds, if any, allow Kenyan police to use force against peaceful protesters, particularly during commemorations like Saba Saba?
So in our Constitution, Article 37, it gives us the right to demonstrate and to peacefully assemble, specifically even to present petitions to public offices, authorities, peacefully and unarmed. So there is nothing legally that allows the police to forcibly attack people who are unarmed, people who are not attacking them, people who are not causing any violence. But within the National Police Service Act, there is within the regulation that the police can use force only when it's necessary, and it's normally used as a last resort. So the kind of brute force that we're seeing, the violent police crackdowns, is illegal.
Absolutely. And Narima, how troubling is that police violence being used to suppress demonstrations that are meant to commemorate the July 1990 uprising, which was a pivotal moment in Kenya's struggle for multi-party democracy? Does this suggest a reversal of the democratic gains made since then?
Absolutely. We're still receiving news about the number of people who have actually been killed from yesterday. There's just recent reports of a 12-year-old girl who was shot at home while watching television. So she wasn't even part of the protest. She wasn't even involved. So we have a lot of cases of stray bullets. And to think that in 1990 it was a push for political pluralism, it was for a push for multipartyism, civic participation. It's ironic that today we're seeing those voices being squashed. We're seeing the brute force. We're seeing that there is absolutely no room for dissent. And we're seeing the police working alongside thugs, thieves, people who are anarchists, to be frank with you, who are stealing, robbing from the public, setting buildings on fire. Some of these happened into the wee hours of the night, where there are actual reports of women being raped in their homes. So it's very scary to watch, especially as young people who love our progressive constitution. We're seeing Kenya's democratic soul being robbed. We're seeing our democratic values diminishing before our eyes. We woke up today wondering what to think of what happened yesterday.
Yeah. And what mechanisms, both domestic and international, exist to hold the security forces accountable for the success of force? And are they effective in the Kenyan context?
So we have the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, that is supposed to be the institution that people are able to report rogue police officers, but we know that that institution in itself is underfunded. It's short-staffed. Cases are extremely slow. As we speak, we have years of, people being killed in demonstrations and no compensations to their families, nobody being held accountable. We also have the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights. They're the ones who have been monitoring the number of people who have been killed during the protests. They're the ones who are supposed to monitor human rights violations. Those are within country, but again, even their numbers, we're starting to find that there are cases of individuals who have bullets and those bullets being removed, so it's not linked to the demonstrations. So as much as they're there, we're seeing civil society doing a lot of the documentation, which is important. The public outcry is important. People are utilizing the courts in terms of petitioning, in terms of holding people accountable. So there are many mechanisms nationally, internationally. There's the UN special rapporteurs, where you're able to report extrajudicial killings or even human rights violations as well.
Narima, thank you very much for being with us on Firstpost Africa and for your valued insights and analysis there.
Thank you.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
At $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.